Today we're playing Amulet Storm in Modern with a strict upgrade from Modern Horizons 3, Planar Genesis over Impulse. Let's go check it out. This video is proudly sponsored by Card Market. What makes it a strict upgrade? Well, in order to understand that, you need to know what Planar Genesis does and then what our deck does. So for green and a blue, you look at the top four, select one of these cards, put the rest on the bottom in a random order. So that is Impulse. But if it's a land, you can put it onto the battlefield tapped. Okay, so that's the kicker. That is the difference between this card and Impulse, which is just, one colorless and one blue. So why is that better here? Well, we're an Amulet of Vigor deck, so that land entering the battlefield tapped is beneficial for us, especially when we run things like Simic Growth Chamber, so that way we make mana. So if you have one Amulet, it's a break even because blue-green, and then it replaces itself with blue-green hypothetically. But when you have two Amulets, it makes mana. Okay, well that's actually pretty good. This whole deck is based around getting two copies of Amulet and Vigor in play between Amulet itself, Urza's Saga, Preordain, digging for it with Planar Genesis, and then things like Joint Exploration. So you want double Amulet in play, and then you play these growth spiral effects that put lands onto the battlefield to make mana. That's our rituals in this deck, except our rituals also draw cards or create some sort of other value, much like Explore or Joint Exploration. Eventually, you want to cast Escape to the Wilds, an even bigger copy of Growth Spiral or Song of Creation, to draw your entire deck. You then wish for Thassa's Oracle. That is how this deck functions. That's what we'll be doing today. I've played this deck 2 or 3 other times on the channel. If you're interested, go check out those videos. But I'm going to be honest with you. I have an hour and a half to record this video before Magic Online downtime happens, so I'm trying to do this pretty quickly. So without any further ado, let's go play the first match. I'll see you there. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members-only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicstorm.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicstorm.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Match number 1, we're on the draw, and we will keep. We've opened up quite the hand. We have Urza Saga to go find an Amulet. We have the Simic Growth Chamber. We have Explore. Looks like we're facing Eldrazi. What I need to find is another copy of Amulet. So we'll play Urza Saga, pass the turn. Our opponent cycles Lorien Revealed. Well, it looks like we're getting spicy today. Okay, I like that. I like the spice. I'm playing a spicy deck myself. Alright, so they have the Island, 3 mana, for a Null Drifter. Yeah, so they are going to evoke it here, and draw 2. Another Explore. So if I play the Simic Growth Chamber, it's going to bounce the Saga or itself, so it doesn't really do me any favors. I'm just going to discard Wish here and pass. Our best draw next turn would be an Amulet. We did not find it. We'll tap this. And let's go get our Amulet. Play Boseiju. And let's explore. Condescend. Okay, sure. We will pass the turn after that. They play Tamiyo. Our opponent's deck is wild. Prismatic Vista. We find Preordain. We'll tap Boseiju, play Simic Growth Chamber. You want to put the bounce on the bottom so that way the untap happens first. And now we'll tap for mana, Simic Growth Chamber, return itself, and let's Joint Exploration with Kicker. They're going to use Prismatic Vista in response for another Condescend, okay. Maybe I should have picked up the Boseiju last turn because I already had another Growth Chamber in hand. It might have been slightly better. Alright, so I'm just going to play Otawara here, I think. And then we'll Preordain. That was good, because that allows me to copy the Amulet next turn. We'll keep one of these Gardens. I seem to be lagging, or Magic Online is lagging. It took me about a minute to click top for Mycosynth Gardens. I don't think I'm going to meet my hour-and-a-half time period before my time to record this video runs out. They draw a card with the clue, and now they attack with Tamiyo to create another clue. They play a waste. The One Ring. We don't really care about the One Ring. Joint Exploration. We will just copy the Amulet right now. Pass the turn. So I can't play 2 lands in 1 turn, unfortunately. It is against the rules of Magic the Gathering. They draw a card using the clue. And now they're up to 7 cards in hand. They attack with the Tameo. Create another clue token. And then when they activate the One Ring this turn, their Tameo will transform. Okay. They have 9 cards in hand. Another Song of Creation. We'll play Simic Growth Chamber. Once again, the bounce always goes on the bottom. So we'll make 4 mana. And then I think I actually want to pick up an Otawara. Let's try Explore. They force a negation. Growth Spiral. Sink into Stupor. Okay. We'll play another Growth Spiral. Force a negation. We will pass. So our opponent's deck is all counter spells versus our deck with no protection. Things are not looking good in game number 1. They return Condescend to their hand and play an Uggin's Labyrinth. The Uggin's binding the Mycosynth Gardens. Okay. We'll replay the Gardens and copy the Amulet. Pass. They Kozilek's Command for 7, which triggers the Uggin's Binding, which is going to return both amulets. I believe I've lost this game. I'm going to concede. I know that there's like more game to be played, but realistically I'm not beating the all counterspell deck with a active One Ring in play. So we're just going to go to game number 2. I will bring in Veil of Summer and a Haywire Might. We'll take out Preordain and 1 Song of Creation. By boarding out Song of Creation, you've turned it into a wish target, which I think is just fine. On the play for game number 2, I don't think we're allowed to keep this. Like, you really do need some sort of way to find Amulet, and here we have double Amulet. So what you're asking for out of this hand is to draw Simic Growth Chamber. We'll bottom the wish. Players of Saga, and Amulet of Vigor. It resolves! Alright, deck, we have a couple draw steps to hit this Simic Growth Chamber. Veil of Summer, we did not need that. Uggin's Labyrinth. We also have 1 Gruul Turf and 1 Izzet Boilerworks that I would accept here. Another Urza Saga. Okay, we'll tap this for mana. Go grab another Amulet. Players of Saga, pass the turn. They have 3 mana now, 4 with Uggin's Labyrinth. The One Ring. Yep. Come on, Simic Growth Chamber. We draw Wish. We'll have to pass. Eldrazi Temple. And they're going to clean up. We'll draw for turn. And there's a Gruul Turf. That is good enough here. Alright, so we're going to go get a 3rd copy of Amulet of Vigor. Play the Gruul Turf. Triggers. So we'll make 6 mana. And then return the Gruul Turf. We will cast a Manamorphose. And with this Manamorphose, we want to make blue-blue. We find Mycosynth Gardens. Let's try Planar Genesis. The Force of Negation, I will play Veil of Summer. Another Force of Negation, I will Veil of Summer again. They have 3 cards left in their hand, and my spells resolve! So if we can find another Gruul Turf or Simic Growth Chamber off of the Planar Genesis, we have an easy win. Drawing this Simic Growth Chamber was not ideal. We wanted that on top for the Planar Genesis. We find Mycosynth Gardens. I guess we might still be able to combo here. Let's take the Gardens. And now we're going to make some colorless mana. Okay. Let's filter for a green. We'll play Escape to the Wilds. Oh, baby. We're going places. Alright, Simic Growth Chamber. So now we'll make 6 mana. And our opponent concedes. Nice. They had Subtlety. So that's a card I need to think about when we're winning with Thassa's Oracle. We will resubmit. Oh, wow. This hand is bananas. Keep. I wonder if this is a game where we could just Urza Saga beatdown. Keep. Especially if our opponent's going to try to, like, counterspell us out of the game. Eldrazi Temple. Oh, wow. And we drew the Growth Chamber. I'll play a turn 1 Amulet. Pass. The Kozilek's Command for 0. Okay, that's a little odd. Maybe they have the reasons, I don't know. Another Amulet? We'll play Saga. Let's just play the Amulet. Pass the turn. Oh no, did you just keep like an alt? Well, if you had Force Negation, you would have countered the Amulet, right? We'll play Otawara. Pass. They cycle a Lorien Revealed. So they have a blue source now, but I think I'm on Construct Beatdown. That is my game plan here. On the end step, we will create a construct. Escape to the wilds. We'll make another construct. And I'm going to grab the Haywire Mite, just for some insurance here. We'll play another Urza Saga. Hiya! Swing! Our opponent is at 15. They play land number 3. We draw Wish. Let's swing. There's no point in making a construct first because it doesn't create lethal damage. I'd have 13. And they're at 14 now after the fetch land. Ugin's Binding on a construct. It is devoid, by the way, so even though it costs blue, Veil of Summer would not stop the Ugin's Binding. So they'll take 5 here. We'll play another Urza Saga past the turn. Who needs the combo? Land number 5. The One Ring. Alright, well, I might be the one that needs the combo. I lied. But we're in a good spot to do so. End step. Let's make another construct. Draw for turn. We'll tap this for mana. We don't need any more constructs at this point. We'll go grab an Amulet. Let's copy Amulet. So now all of our things untap 4 times. Simic Growth Chamber. We have the mana. And now we'll return the Growth Chamber to our hand. Play Manamorphose. We'll make 2 red. Tap the Urza Saga for mana. We'll play Wish, because this is actually our protection spell in this sequence. Because we have a Pact of Negation in the sideboard. The Force of Negation. I'm going to respond here. We will Growth Spiral. Put Simic Growth Chamber into play. We'll make 10 more mana. Because if I find a Veil of Summer, it's a card we're interested in playing here. All the mana. We'll bounce the land. In response, we'll cast Planar Genesis. We don't want to land, but we will take Joint Exploration. In response, we'll kick a Joint Exploration. We'll bottom the Growth Spiral. Keep the Planar Genesis. Simic Growth Chamber onto the battlefield. Make 10 more mana. Return the Growth Chamber. We'll play the Planar Genesis. There's the Veil of Summer. We'll take that. Play Veil of Summer. Sweet. And now Wish. Our opponent says GG's. Nice. Alright, well we ended up getting the match. How about that? We are 1-0 to start off this modern league. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. Round number 2, we're on the draw. We've opened up quite the hand. So this is after Magic Online downtime. I don't need to rush through this league anymore. That said, I'd still like to finish it at a reasonable pace. So we're on the draw. I'm going to keep this. I didn't know that before downtime. It said I had in like an hour and, 30 minutes or whatever. But up until like an hour 15, you're allowed to join. So there was an hour and 15 minutes before downtime that I just couldn't play matches, which was a little unfortunate. But regardless, we're here. We're going to play some Magic. We have a strong hand. Manamorphose made it a little bit better here because now we have red mana for the Song of Creation. And we'll play an Amulet of Vigor. Pass the turn. They play Ancient Stirrings. I believe that this is the Red Through the Breach deck. Eldrazi Temple. Planar Genesis. I'm going to play the Growth Chamber because I want to try to Planar Genesis into another Amulet. We'll tap for 2 mana, return, and let's Planar Genesis. Say no, and then I did find the other Amulet. We'll put that to my hand. Play Amulet of Vigor, pass the turn. So we're in a spot next turn to go absolutely bananas. Planar Genesis looking pretty good so far. Talisman of Impulse, okay. Beseju Who Endures. We find Preordain. Let's float a mana. Grab Amulet number 3. We'll play Simic Growth Chamber. Put the bounce trigger on the bottom. Now we get 3 untap triggers. We're going to make 6 mana. I don't know if you can tell, but it is storming here right now. Like, just torrential downpour. So, I'm just curious if you can actually hear it or not. We will Manamorphose, make a couple red mana. Let's play Song of Creation, Simic Growth Chamber. If they have another Boseiju here, we can respond with a Growth Spiral and get a little bit of extra value. I guess I could have let on Explorer if I was trying to play around Boseiju instead. Just a thought. And now we will explore again. Draw 2 cards off Song, and it should be pretty easy going from here. We do have to get through our deck and win with Thassa's Oracle, so 44 cards remain. All the mana in the world. Play a Growth Spiral. Play the Chamber again. Return the Chamber. Let's play Escape to the Wilds. 39 cards left in deck. I don't want to play a ton of Song of Creations because I don't want to accidentally deck myself. We'll play Preordain. 32 cards left. We'll keep both of these. Let's play Growth Spiral. Put Chamber into play. Mana's not the bottleneck anymore. We just have to play enough spells to draw our deck. And it is possible to accidentally deck yourself, so I'm trying to not do that. Because if you play double Song of Creation, it doesn't always work how you want. Planar Genesis. No, we'll take the Wish. Play Explore. Manamorphose. This will draw 3. And now we can make some red mana. Whoops. I meant to click double red, but I didn't. Manamorphose again. Red mana. We'll play Wish. Play Wish again. Play Growth Chamber. Let's make a little bit more mana here. 9 cards left in our deck. We're doing fine on time. Like, we're still above 20 minutes. We'll play another copy of Wish. So I can now play 3 cards from my sideboard. Let's play Izzet Boilerworks. And now we return the Boilerworks. 7 cards left. Let's play an Amulet. This brings us down to 5. Manamorphose. Green. 2 cards left. We will play Thassa's Oracle. So if they were to respond here, I could Otawara my own Song of Creation, and then cast Pact of Negation or Veil of Summer out of the sideboard. Alright, we've taken game number 1 on turn 3. I don't think I need to board here. I mean, we could maybe bring in Force of Vigor if we think that they're playing like Damping Sphere. So looking at some deck lists, the Stonebrain, Chalice of the Void, Trinisphere are all cards in the sideboard for this deck. So let's try bringing in Force of Vigor. We'll board out Preordain. And then let's try 1 Haywire Might. Preordain is the go-to flex card in this deck to be boarded out. Like, everything else is so crucial to the combo that you can't really afford to sideboard out anything else, so it has to be Preordain. This is a very interesting hand. If we find the Amulet, this hand is busted. The question is, do we find it? I'm going to give it a try. I like having Haywire Might and Force of Vigor on the draw. I get wanting to mulligan for Amulet, trust me, I really do. But I think that this hand is going to be okay. Basic Forest into Ancient Stirrings. They pick up a Sowing Mycospawn. Okay. The Boseiju Who Endures. Play the Haywire Might. Pass the turn. Eldrazi Temple. Manamorphose. Well, I'm going to play the Manamorphose in case I draw into an Amulet. We'll do green-blue. Otawara. Get in there with a Haywire Might. Kozilek's Command for 1. They put 1 card on the bottom. Ugin's Labyrinth. Sowing Mycospawn with Kicker. Okay, so they're going to search their library for a land and exile one of my lands. So goodbye to the Boseiju in play. And they grab an Eldrazi Temple. There's an Amulet. Play Amulet and let's pass the turn. No blocks. I'll go to 17. Another Sowing Mycospawn. Wow. That's brutal. They search out another temple. They play Grove of the Burn Willows and pass. Play Otawara, pass the turn. So I could immediately copy the Amulet. The problem with that is if they have Boseiju in hand, it hurts. So I want to make them do it at an inopportune time. So like right now in their upkeep before they could draw into Boseiju, we'll try it. And now they attack for 6. I'll go to 11. Sure thing. Ancient Stirrings. They find Emrakul the Aeon's Torn. Well, if there was a Through the Breach in their hand, they should have done that pre-combat. The One Ring, we don't care about that, sure. They play another Grove of the Burnwillows. Let's see if we're able to draw well enough to win the game. Begin with the Simic Growth Chamber. We'll play Explore. Escape to the Wilds. I don't have red mana right now. I could play the Mycosynth Gardens, but I can't get up to 5. Let's exile the One Ring. I'm probably dead here. Pass the turn. Like, I'm dead to Through the Breach. I don't know if there's another card that puts Emrakul into play. They had a Beseiju, that's interesting. Sure. We'll go grab Hedge Maze. Or, I'm sorry, Thundering Falls. We want the red mana. Keep that on top. Please don't kill me. That's 5 mana. Through the Breach into Emrakul. My draw was just too slow. Yeah, I feel like our opponent messed up because they probably had this last turn, but for some reason played Ancient Stirrings post-combat. Alright, so Force of Vigor rotted in my hand all game. Should I bring the Preordains back in? We still have Beseiju and Otawara. They're just a little more expensive. I'll leave the one Haywire Might. We could try this. On the play for the third game. Double Urza Saga. Yeah, I mean, it's like a turn 4 win, but it's still a win. Our opponent has also kept 7, and then revealed Devourer of Destiny. We'll play Urza Saga past the turn. The One Ring and Emrakul into exile. And they put the Devourer of Destiny underneath Ugin's Labyrinth. Turn 1 Talisman, pretty good. Great start, wow. What a hand. They find Eldrazi Temple. Planar Genesis. We'll play the other Urza Saga. My best draw next turn is another Amulet, because then I could go off on turn 3. Eldrazi Temple. Thought-Knot-Seer. That's actually not that big of a problem for us. Like, our combo pieces are actually in play. Like, is your pick Growth Spiral? Like, I don't know. Yeah, I guess they thought so. We find a Hedge Maze. Go grab Amulet. Play Hedge Maze. Untap the Hedge Maze. We'll bottom the other Urza Saga. And I guess I can make a Construct. Pass the turn. They go to attacks. We'll block the Thought-Knot-Seer. This Construct token doesn't mean a lot to me, and I actually value being at a high life total versus a Through the Breach win. And they just pass. That's scary. We'll tap this for mana. Go grab Amulet of Vigor. Let's play Simic Growth Chamber. And then we'll bounce the Growth Chamber. We can play Joint Exploration with Kicker, using that colorless mana. I believe I want both of these. Simic Growth Chamber into play. And then we'll bounce the chamber, play Exploration, just making a bunch of mana right now. And instead of playing Growth Spiral into an unknown card, I'm going to Preordain here. Yeah, these are both perfect. Play Explore. Play the Simic Growth Chamber. Return it. We have another land drop. Let's play it. Not really sure what our opponent's sitting on in hand for interaction, but there must be a reason they didn't do anything last turn. Play the Growth Spiral. Mycosynth Gardens makes red for Song of Creation. Let's play Song. Play Simic Growth Chamber. Make some more mana. Planar Genesis. Escape to the Wilds is not a bad find here. And now they're pausing on Planar Genesis with Song of Creation in play. I don't think I want the Growth Chamber, so I'm actually going to take an extra Amulet here. We'll play Amulet of Vigor, because this gives me some insurance against like a Force of Vigor or something. We're out of land drop, so Planar Genesis probably wants to find one. That could have been better. We will take the Mycosynth Gardens. It will untap 3 times. So we're going to make some colorless mana. And then on the last one, it can just stay untapped. So I can filter for a red into Escape the Wilds, which is probably the best play here. Let's play Escape to the Wilds. We drew a Preordain and an Explorer. That was pretty good. Play Simic Growth Chamber. We'll play another Amulet of Vigor. Play Explore. 23 cards left. Play the Gruul Turf. Making a lot of mana here. Bounce the Gruul Turf. We'll Manamorphose. Make some more blue mana. We will play Joint Exploration. Bottom the Escape and we'll keep Wish. But Izzet Boilerworks into play. This is going to make 8 mana, which is nice. I've never seen a Desperate Ritual do that in my life. Actually, that's not true. I've definitely double spliced a Desperate Ritual. Alright, Pyretic Ritual. Does that make you happy? Alright, so 16 cards left. We'll play Growth Spiral. Put in Simic Growth Chamber. Like, our opponent has something, so I need to be prepared to win through whatever it is. 13 cards left. Let's play Wish. The Wish finally resolves. We'll play another Wish. Manamorphose. So this will get us down to 6 cards left in deck. I should have another Wish somewhere. I don't see it, so we'll play Explore. Simic Growth Chamber. We're down to 3 cards left in deck. Just want to make sure I have all the mana I could possibly need. Return the Simic Growth Chamber. And I still have an Otawara in here. We'll bounce the Song of Creation. Play Preordain. There's the other Wish. We'll take Wish. Play Wish. Let's play Underworld Breach. And now we'll play Thassa's Oracle. This deck is so sweet. Pretty sure my opponent's like, how did this happen to me? How did I end up in this spot? I'm playing a tier 1 modern deck, or tier 2 at least. And my opponent's just playing Amulet of Vigor-Storm. They're trying to exile a bunch of cards from my graveyard. I don't care about literally any of that. Sure. Thassa's Oracle? I'm glad we went through all of that. Okay, well, we're 2-0 in this modern league. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Token Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $14.99. This combo token pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens. That includes our classic Storm and mana tokens, as well as fan favorites such as Goblins, Squirrels, and Slime Time Live. But that's not all. We've expanded this token pack to cover a variety of formats with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. For round number 3, we're on the play. No, we cannot keep that. This hand is very good, though. We will keep this. Put Song of Creation on the bottom. The Mycosynth Gardens into Amulet of Vigor. Pass the turn. Basic Forest into Delighted Halfling. Okay. We'll play Besage, and let's just copy immediately. Pass the turn. My opponent's probably thinking, oh no, Bryant Cook is playing Amulet Titan? Oh no, you're still getting stormed. It's going to happen. And they're on Nadu. Sure. And a Shuko. Well, you might have a turn 3, but so do I. Mwahaha. Alright, let's start the storming. Return Simic Growth Chamber. Joint Exploration with Kicker. I don't want either of these. We'll bottom both. Put Simic Growth Chamber onto the battlefield. We do want a way to make red mana for Escape to the Wilds. Return the Simic Growth Chamber. We'll play Joint Exploration with Kicker. Bottom the Song. Keep Growth Spiral. We'll make some more mana here. I know that I could have kept the Mycosynth Gardens earlier on, but we weren't in a spot where I felt like it was appropriate to do so. Play Growth Spiral, and there's our red mana. Easy game, had it the whole time. I don't know why you didn't have any faith in me. Return the Gruul Turf. We'll play Joint Exploration with Kicker. Keep both of these. Simic Growth Chamber. Oh, we're storming. Escape to the Wilds. Okay, that's not bad. Let's play Explore. Simic Growth Chamber. 42 cards left in deck. I've bottomed, I believe, 2 Song of Creations. So it's just something to think about while we're trying to draw our entire library. Play the Gruul Turf. Bounce Gruul Turf. Play Preordain. I really do think that the Planar Genesis made this deck so much better. We'll keep both of these. Growth Spiral. We'll put in Simic Growth Chamber. Our opponent just asked for the deck list. They're like, this is so sweet. I agree. Thank you, opponent. Thanks for being a good sport. Amulet of Vigor. We'll play Explore. Another Amulet of Vigor. Let's go. Simic Growth Chamber. Let's play Joint Exploration. Bottom the Growth Chamber. We'll keep Planar Genesis. That's a great find here. Play a Simic Growth Chamber. Make roughly infinite mana. Play Planar Genesis. No. We'll take another Planar Genesis just so we can dig a little bit deeper. No. Take Preordain. Play the Preordain. There's an Escape to the Wilds. That's a good find. 35 cards left in deck. There's Song of Creation. Alright. We probably have it from here. Amulet of Vigor. Alright, so now this is going to make 10 mana. That's pretty cool. We'll play Wish. Manamorphose. Make a couple red mana. Let's Planar Genesis. I'll take another Wish. Play another Wish. Play Simic Growth Chamber. Need a little bit more mana here. We're almost to the point where we can win. I missed an untap in there, but that's okay. We're just trying to draw the rest of our deck now. Make a couple more red mana. Another Manamorphose. Manamorphose again. Why not? Let's Escape to the Wilds. So that will leave us with 2 cards left. And then we can just play the Oracle. No cards left. If they have Endurance here, we can Otawara our own Song and then Pact of Negation. But we got it. So easy turn 3. I don't think we're supposed to sideboard, so we will resubmit. Game number 2, we're on the draw. This hand doesn't do enough. We'll send it back. Nope, going to 5. Yeah, this hand's fine. We'll keep. Get rid of Beseju and Planar Genesis. Actually, maybe it's Explore, because Planar Genesis helps me find the next amulet. Yeah, Planar Genesis was definitely an upgrade for this deck. First turn, Windswept Heath. Delighted Halfling. Is it my turn to get turn 3'd? Escape to the Wilds. We'll play Otawara. Play Amulet of Vigor. Pass the turn. Misty Rainforest. Our best draw would be another Amulet, because then I could make 4 mana into Planar Genesis. Try to hit one of the red Karoo lands into Escape to the Wild. So it'd be a lot of what-ifs. But it starts with drawing another Amulet of Vigor. They grab a Temple Garden. And they just pass. Interesting. Let's begin with a Preordain. I think we're supposed to bottom both of those. Okay, so I'm going to play the other Preordained here. Interesting that they took no actions. Surveil away the Escape to the Wilds. Play Preordain. I like the Mycosynth Gardens. But I think we're supposed to bottom the other Planar Genesis. Pass the turn. Corda calling for 0, so this gets a Dryad Arbor. The downside is I can't play 2 lands next turn. So our best draw step is still an Amulet of Vigor. Finale of Devastation for 1. Grabs a Haywire Might. Okay. And they're going to exile the Amulet. That makes sense. They have 3 cards remaining in their hand. Basic Forest into Shuko. So if they have Nadu next turn, they probably win. We'll play Planar Genesis. No, I think I'm supposed to take the Preordain. Play the Mycosynth Gardens, we'll pass. They play Otawara. Corda calling for 3. There it is. And we're probably the ones that are dead now. They're going through the motions. Alright, they found the Spring Heart and Tuco. I'm good to pick it up from here. We can go to game 3. Resubmit. On the play for game 3 versus Nadu. And we've opened up the nuts. Keep. This is a turn 3 if I've ever seen one. Could even be a turn 2 if I draw another Amulet. There's a Saga. Amulet of Vigor. Pass the turn. Temple Garden. Birds of Paradise. Bop. Another Escape to the Wilds. We'll play Otawara. Pass the turn. Breeding Pool. Shuko. Okay. Delighted Halfling. And they're keeping a blue mana open. We draw another Song of Creation. We'll go grab another copy of Amulet of Vigor. We'll start by playing the Simic Growth Chamber. Pick up the Simic Growth Chamber. And now we will play Manamorphose. Make red. We find Beseju. I believe we're supposed to Escape to the Wilds. If they have Flusterstorm, it stinks, but I don't really have a choice. Spell Pierce, same thing. Alright, if you have the win, you have the win. Pass. Also, we can't even go off next turn because I don't have red mana. Like, I could have played Song of Creation there, but we don't have any way to trigger it. Ooh, Summoner's Pact. Okay. So they have the Nadu. They have the turn 3 with Disruption. So at this point, because they played the Summoner's Pact, I need to make sure that they can actually win the game, so we're just going to sit here and make them go through it. I guess they're going to have plenty of mana to pay for the Summoner's Pact. They found the Outrider and Core. I guess they already have Shuko. It's not really that much of a difference. Spring Heart and Tuco. That's going to do it. Okay, I can pick it up from here. So we had the turn 3, but our opponent had a turn 3 with Disruption. The deck that should be banned beat us. It happens. We're now 2-1. If you're still watching, make sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. While you're near the description, here's a reminder to use our affiliate links if you're going to make a purchase from Amazon, Card Hoarder, or TCG Player. Just above those affiliate links, you'll find our social channels. Make sure to join those to connect with us. The fourth match, we're on the play. So I am now recording this a couple hours after round number 3. I don't think I've ever recorded a video over an 8 or 9 hour span like I have this one. Let's try to win match number 4. Our opponent reveals a Gigantha of the Wellspring. We have Amulet, we have a way to copy Amulet, and we have Growth Spiral and to Escape the Gardens. This hand is absolutely nuts. We will keep. We're also on the play, which is good. We'll lead with Boseiju, who endures, play the Amulet. Pass the turn. What this hand is missing is we do need a Karoo land. So Simic Growth Chamber, Izzet Boilerworks, Gruul Turf, one of those lands. We draw Manamorphose. We will copy the Amulet of Vigor. So if we can draw a Simic Growth Chamber, we definitely have a turn 3 win. Our opponent plays an Ajani. Guide of Souls will trigger twice. Now they attack. Come on, Simic Growth Chamber. Planar Genesis. We'll play Hedge Maze. So we put the Surveil trigger on the bottom. This will make 2 mana. And now Surveil 1. I think I'm going to bottom that. And now we pray that we hit the land off Planar Genesis. This spell looking incredible here. Unfortunately, we missed, but this would have been a much better card than Impulse in this spot. So we're going to say no, and then I'll take Preordain. So it's looking like a turn 4 at the moment, assuming I can find one of those lands. We'll play Preordain. Izzet Boilerworks will do. Okay, so next turn. Next turn we party. Another Guide of Souls. They swing. Okay. We'll start off by playing Izzet Boilerworks. And now we make the mana. Return the Izzet Boilerworks. Play Escape to the Wilds. We find Simic Growth Chamber and another Amulet. So let's play Amulet number 3. Play the Simic Growth Chamber. And now all of our lands make 6 mana. 42 cards left in deck, so there will be a decent amount of clicking before we actually win. Return the Simic Growth Chamber. Play Growth Spiral. They fetch in response. For a Blood Crypt. Okay. Orcish Bowmasters. We'll respond to that. Play another Growth Spiral. Flash in Simic Growth Chamber. We'll make some more mana here. And now Growth Chamber will come back. We'll play a Joint Exploration with Kicker. Take the Preordain. I'm sorry, we're going to put Preordain on the bottom. We'll keep Song of Creation. And now we will put Izzet Boilerworks into play. We'll make 6 more mana. Return the Boilerworks. In response to the Bowmasters, I will Manamorphose. Green, red. I'm going to allow the Bowmasters to happen. Okay, and now we will Growth Spiral. Put the Growth Chamber back into play. Oh, I guess there's still a triggered ability that's happening from the Orcish Bowmasters. So I'll take another one, sure. And then we'll return the Growth Chamber. I will play Wish. And I have 2 options here. I could Veil of Summer, or I could dismember the Orcish Bowmasters. For quality of life purposes, I'm just going to dismember this Bowmasters. Just because I don't feel like dealing with the triggers. So, lazy, yes, but that's what I am. So deal with it. We'll play Song of Creation. And now we will play Joint Exploration with Kicker. Escape to the Wilds. Love it. We'll bottom both of these. Put Simic Growth Chamber into play. Bounce the Growth Chamber. Play Izzet Boilerworks. 35 cards left in deck. So this is part where it does feel a little tedious knowing I've already won, but the opponent wants to see it, which is part of Magic the Gathering. Like when you sign up for decks like this or like Legacy Bomberman where there's a lot of clicking, you should not expect your opponents to concede. You made a conscious decision when you entered to play a deck that requires a ton of clicks. And there's some people that feel entitled to concessions. I'm not one of them. I feel like that is a really bad outlook on life, but it's a way you're allowed to feel, I suppose. And now we'll play another Escape to the Wilds. Explore. Explore. We have so many land drops in the bank right now. Play another Amulet of Vigor. What's 5 amulets between friends, am I right? Okay. 5 amulets is probably a rookie number. I could get up to 6 here. Maybe even 7. Bounce the Growth Chamber. We can play Wish. 9 cards left in deck. Preordain. Keep the Explore, I guess. 6 cards left in deck. We'll play the Explore. There will be 3 cards left in deck. We'll play Thassa's Oracle. 1 card left in deck. And if for some reason our opponent had a removal spell, I could play Manamorphose and win like that with no deck left. Assuming that we didn't want to bounce Song of Creation or something, I don't know. But we had a way to empty our deck is all I'm saying. Okay, so now we're facing potential Damping Spheres, Static Prisons, stuff like that. I don't hate Force of Vigor. So like you could also board in a couple copies of Veil of Summer. I don't know if I love it. Like, yeah, it's good against Bowmasters, but I feel like you can beat Bowmasters anyway, a lot of the time. So we're boarding out Preordain. Like, another thing is, like, they're a Bowmaster's Thoughtseize deck, so in theory, you could bring in Leyline of Sanctity. It's not a card I want to mulligan to or draw into while comboing, though. So it's not great. Maybe we'll sideboard out 1 Wish and 1 Song of Creation. Let's try this. Game number 2, we've opened up a really interesting hand. We have Amulet, we have Leyline. I don't have a land that taps for mana. It's really sketchy. I think I'm going to keep it, though. It could bite me in the butt. I'm well aware if I don't draw a lane in the first few turns, I'll be punished. But I think the upside here is worth it. Not caring about the 4 Thoughtseize that are coming in from the sideboard or Orcish Bowmasters, anything like that. Leyline of Sanctity enters the battlefield. They play first turn Ocelot Pride. I did not draw the land. We will pass. They fetch with Marsh Flats. Another Ocelot Pride. Okay. Why the Blood Crypt untapped? Another Amulet. Okay, so if we draw the land, we're in great shape. But now it's a question of if. Discard the Escape. Static Prison on the Leyline. Uh-oh. They bolt me. Okay. I'm running out of time here. If this isn't the land, we lose. Bummer. Okay. We'll go to the next game. And it looks like we did not have a land coming either. Holy moly. Okay, game 3. Alright, on the play, I don't think I want the ley lines. Bring back in the Preordains. Let's try this. Oh, I'm at 61. Let's board out. Oh, okay, I guess I'm playing a 61 card deck. Oh, my opponent's going to think I'm a loser. That's disappointing. I did not mean to submit 61. Good hand, though. Keep. First turn, Urza Saga. We will pass. Ocelot Pride. Amulet of Vigor. Okay. We'll play the Amulet. Let's try to dig for a Karoo land here. The other Saga can go to the graveyard. Pass the turn. They attack for 1. Marsh Flats. And they're passing. So this strongly alludes to the fact that they have Orcish Bowmasters. They search out Sacred Foundry. Rakdos Charm. Okay, that's fine with me. We draw Thundering Falls. We'll tap for mana. Go grab an Amulet. Play Gardens. And then we will copy the Amulet. Pass the turn. They swing for 2. We go to 17. Amped Raptor. What was the card? Blood Moon. So you're saying I should try to win this turn, huh? Growth Spiral. Let's begin with a Thundering Falls. We'll make a blue. Untap it again. Surveil. That needs to go to the graveyard. We will Manamorphose. We'll do blue, green. Otawara is not helpful here. I think my best chance is Joint Exploration with Kicker. Uh-oh. Bottom. We missed. Our only hope is that our opponent doesn't have land number 3 for the Blood Moon. And they do. They didn't play Blood Moon? I need to read Amped Raptor. The card goes to their hand, right? No, it doesn't. I thought it went to their hand. I am incorrect. I could have swore if you couldn't cast it, it went to your hand. Okay. And now's the Bowmasters. We can still beat Bowmaster. I just need to draw into a land that taps for 2 mana. We've seen a lot of cards at this point too, so let's find it. Thank you, deck. Simic Growth Chamber. Okay. And now we'll return it. Let's play another... We'll play Growth Spiral. Force of Vigor. Not a great draw here. I wonder if I'm supposed to pick up the Thundering Falls, just so that way I can have red mana for both Song and Wish, but I'd lose my Karoo land. I think I'm supposed to. So this is 7 total mana. Song plus Wish is 7. And then I have to get the Dismember or Veil of Summer. Okay. We'll play Thundering Falls. Add a red. And now we surveil 1. Get rid of the Otawara. We don't want that. We'll play Wish. I'll draw 2. I'll take 2 off the Bowmaster. Bad draws there. So I could Veil of Summer or I can Dismember. They're effectively the same card here. Veil of Summer eats up green where Dismember doesn't. So if I Dismember, I'll draw 2, lose 4. I'll end up at 2 life, which is fine. So I'll draw 2. Yes, we hit another Crew land and an Explore. Let's go. Let's go. I think we got this. Okay, so let's begin with Growth Spiral. Auto yield to this trigger. Another Amulet? We'll play... And they just snap conceded. Okay, this deck is looking pretty good today. I mean, the only loss we have so far is against the deck that should probably be banned. And we almost won that match outside of Spell Pierce. Even on our mulligan to 5, we had a very competitive game. So I'm excited for match number 5. I hope you're enjoying the deck. I really do believe that Planar Genesis is the perfect card for this deck. Well, let's go get the 5th and final round. With Card Hoarder, renting your favorite combo deck has never been easier. There isn't a more affordable solution for Magic Online. Want to play the deck in this video? Check out the pinned comment below to easily rent the deck from Card Hoarder. Did you know you can rent the Epic Storm from Card Hoarder for as little as 7 tickets a week? The final round, we're facing Young Dingo, Modern Streamer. We have access to Amulet via Urza's Saga. I will keep. We do need to draw a Simic Growth Chamber and a way to copy, but I think that this hand is good enough. Escape to the Wilds, we'll play Saga, pass the turn. Raucous Theater. Swamp. A Growth Spiral. So we're missing lands here. We'll play the Boseiju. This could be a Bowmaster in response, but I need to just try to find my land here. And it is. We found the Growth Chamber. Okay. We will pass the turn. Grief. Exiles Bogart Trawler. I think the pick here is actually Planar Genesis. Let's see what they take. Song of Creation. Okay. Wasn't really a card I was interested in with the Bowmaster on the table, but that's okay. Necrodominance. Let's hopefully draw an Amulet for turn, because that would allow us to potentially combo off. They draw 3 cards with the Necrodominance. We draw another Saga. Well, let's go get our first Amulet. Play Simic Growth Chamber. We'll untap. Make 2 mana. Bounce the Growth Chamber. Let's play Planar Genesis. We did not find a card we wanted here. I mean, Wish is interesting because it allows us to beat the Bowmaster eventually, but I don't have red mana and I need another Amulet. So I think I'm actually going to grab Growth Chamber. We'll float a green. Untap. And then we'll bounce Boseiju. Let's kick a Joint Exploration. And there's an Amulet. Perfect. We'll put the Growth Chamber into play. Bowmasters will deal me a little bit of damage. We'll make 2 mana. Bounce a Growth Chamber. Play Amulet. Let's Growth Spiral. Another Song of Creation. We'll play the Simic Growth Chamber. So we'll take another damage here. We make 4 mana. Bounce the Growth Chamber. If I preordain, I'm taking 6 next turn, which I think is okay. Preordain. Morphos gets me to... This is perfect? Yeah, this works because I'm allowed to cast Escape to the Wilds. Okay. We will now play Explore. Draw the mana Morphos. Play the Simic Growth Chamber. We're moving. And now I can bounce the Growth Chamber. So if I wasn't worried about Bowmasters, I could go Manamorphose for red, Song, play the Growth Chamber, and then escape to the wilds. My fear is that I'm not going to be able to find Wish in time to kill the Bowmasters. We'll make red. Explore. Okay. Planar Genesis, that's good. I go to 9. If we went on turn 3 through Bowmaster Grief, I mean, this deck is certainly not terrible. So my question is, like, am I crazy enough to try to Song of Creation here? I think it's a mistake, because I could play Song, play Escape, that brings me down to 7. Wish would bring me down to 5. I could play one spell. If the Escape didn't find one of the 2 remaining wishes, because we know 1 wish is on the bottom, yeah, that's just too big of a risk. So let's play Escape to the Wilds. And it did not find Wish. We'll play Simic Growth Chamber. And now we'll bounce the Simic Growth Chamber. I'll play Preordain. Another Amulet. It gives me a ton of mana. I think I'll keep the Amulet. It might be risky. But it also means that Planar Genesis now has to hit a land or else I lose. Alternatively, I could go Song. Maybe that's the play. And just accept that I have to find Wish very quickly. So I'd have to go Song, Planar Genesis, Wish, Answer. Yeah, there's not a lot of wiggle room there. We'll play Amulet. Planar Genesis. Explore is good enough here. We'll take the Explore. Okay. And now we'll play Simic Growth Chamber, which makes 6 mana. And then we'll bounce the Growth Chamber. Let's play Planar Genesis. Another Escape to the Wilds. I mean, I'd love an Escape. I just don't have any red mana at the moment. I'm going to take the Escape. It might be a little bit risky here, but I think it's a card that allows me to potentially win this. Planar Genesis. Thundering Falls is good. So we'll tap for red. I'm like 10 minutes in, and we're not even close to having this game closed out. And now we Surveil. Otawara. That could answer the Bowmaster. Let's keep. Oh no, because it's going to exile. That was actually a bad keep on top. That was a mistake. And that was not very good. We'll play Simic Growth Chamber. Yeah, that was a dummy move. I shouldn't have done that. Alright, 6 mana. We'll bounce the Growth Chamber. Joint Exploration with Kicker. Bottom the Manamorphose. I think we're supposed to bottom the Amulet too. Simic Growth Chamber. I swear there's more copies of the card Wish in our deck. And now we'll bounce the Growth Chamber. Joint Exploration. We'll kick it. There's Wish. Keep the Wish. Growth Chamber. Okay. So now I need red mana. I think I'm supposed to bounce the Thundering Falls here. Bounce Thundering Falls. We will Growth Spiral. Put Thundering Falls into play. Crazy, I've used like half my clock already. We're going to 4, and now we need to make some red mana here. I believe we've actually won the game now. I just have to finish winning. Surveil, that can go to the graveyard. Play Wish. And I have to Veil of Summer now, because Dismember would kill me. Song of Creation. Play Izzet Boilerworks. Holy moly. I mean, I might time out this round, but this is sweet. Bounce Growth Chamber. Play Preordain. We're going to auto-yield to these. Keep both. Escape to the Wilds. Play Simic Growth Chamber. Bounce the Growth Chamber. We'll Escape to the Wilds again. This will exile 5. Play Wish. Play the Growth Chamber. So the reason to play Chamber here is if I need mana to cycle Manamorphose in response, we have it. Dingo's telling me I should just play a Grape Shot. Might not be wrong. And now we'll pick up the Simic Growth Chamber. And now we'll finally play Thassa's Oracle. Both Otawaras are in exile, but even if there was a removal spell here, we have 1 devotion anyway. Holy moly, we got there. Oh, it took up half my clock, but we got game number 1. That was intense. We definitely want Leyline. Get rid of Preordain. Board out a Wish and a Song. We want some number of Veil of Summer. I think I'm going to try to get away without any Force of Vigor or Haywire Might. We do have Boseiju and Otawara. Submit. And we've opened up an incredible hand. I mean, I'm going to keep this. Leyline. We'll play Saga. I was thinking about if I want to play Boseiju first, in case this becomes a game where I want a construct beatdown, but I don't think that's very realistic. Escape to the Wilds. Play another Saga, pass the turn. And step Bowmasters. They swing. Ouch. Another Urza Saga. We'll tap this for mana. Go grab Amulet. Play another Saga. Let's make a construct. Pass the turn. Soul Spike on the construct. Okay. Truly going aggro here. That's a Necrodominance. If we draw the Simic Growth Chamber, I think we're looking really good, but I need to draw that land that taps for 2 mana. I know that in the comment section, people like to talk about Expedition Map as a card off of Urza Saga. It's so rare that it actually matters, and well, we drew the best card in the deck anyway. I'm sorry, Dingo. Alright, we have 10 minutes. Growth Chamber. And this time I don't have to play around Bowmasters, like I can just play out the song really early, which will help. We'll play Growth Spiral. Growth Chamber back into play. 9 minutes on the clock. Planar Genesis. We'll take the Explore. I'd rather draw a card than get the mana here. Another song. Okay, so it's up to Planar Genesis at this point. We need red mana. Manamorphose. We'd do it. A red land. Admittedly, I wasn't paying attention if there was a Manamorphose in the last one. Maybe I should have been. Planar Genesis. Gruul Turf. I mean, that's perfect. There should be an easy win. Pick up the Gruul Turf. Play Song of Creation. Let's get risky. Let's play another song. We're going to party here. And Dingo concedes. Alright, we got the 4-1. Only losing to the deck that should be banned. How about that? Go back to the deck list here. Holy moly. I don't know what happened. Planar Genesis was the glue. This card not being Impulse was such a huge difference maker. If you go back and look at my last video, the deck list is pretty much the same. It's -4 Impulse, +4 Planar Genesis. We added in the 4th Simic Growth Chamber instead of the 2nd copy of Izzet Boilerworks. And I think the sideboard might be the same. If not, I think I might have added in a 3rd Force of Vigor since the format has a lot of Damping Spheres in it. But wow, this deck felt good. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you have a great day. And as always, keep storming. Hey, I appreciate you watching today's video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to support the channel. Additionally, check out Card Market, Europe's leading card single retailer, where you can buy singles for your deck like, I don't know, the Epic Storm. Anyway, once again, thank you for watching. See ya!